Welcome back to Health Tips 50, where we help you stay strong, smart, and heart healthy after 50. Now tell me, do you really know what's hurting your heart every day? Some experts say aging itself increases your heart risk. Others argue it's our habits, not the years, that do the damage. So which side are you on? Today's video might surprise you because even seemingly harmless routines like sitting too long, skipping breakfast, or eating that convenient frozen meal could be putting your heart at risk without you even noticing. But before we dive into the 5 silent heart-harming habits, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Health Tips 50. It keeps us going and helps more people protect their hearts just like you. Sitting too much, a silent threat to your heart after 60. Let me ask you this. How many hours do you spend sitting each day? If you're like many people over 60, retirement has probably brought more time to relax, watch TV, read, scroll on your phone, and fewer reasons to move around. After a life of work and responsibilities, it feels like you've earned that rest, and in many ways, you have. But here's what most people don't realize. Sitting too much might be quietly harming your heart. According to a 2017 study in the American Journal of Cardiology, older adults who sit for more than 8 hours a day have a 34% higher risk of heart failure, even if they exercise now and then. Why? Because long periods of sitting reduce blood circulation, raise blood pressure, and slowly make your arteries stiffer and less flexible. You may not feel it right away, but over time, your cardiovascular system pays the price. I've seen it firsthand. Take Larry, one of my patients. He was 72, recently retired, and happy to finally take it easy. His days became a cycle: sit on the couch, walk to the fridge, back to the couch, maybe a nap, then TV. He rarely left the house. 2 years in, his blood pressure had soared. His cholesterol levels were through the roof, and his doctor warned him that his heart was under serious strain. Larry told me, "I thought I was just enjoying retirement. I didn't know I was slowly hurting my heart." Truth is, I've been there too. One particularly cold winter, I got so caught up in writing and online work that I barely left my chair. Day after day, I sat for hours. I didn't think much of it until I found myself short of breath just walking up the stairs. That was my wake-up call. I started setting a simple timer. Every 60 minutes, I'd stand up, stretch, take a few steps around the room, or just walk to the kitchen and back. Nothing crazy, but you know what? Within a week, I felt lighter, clearer, and more energized. That stiffness in my back eased up, and most importantly, my blood pressure improved. So here's my question for you. Are you sitting too much without even realizing it? Do you take movement breaks, or are you stuck in what I call the sitting trap? If you're not sure, try this simple tip. Set a reminder every hour: stand, walk, march in place, or stretch your arms. Even just 2 to 5 minutes of gentle movement can keep your blood flowing and your heart happier. And if you want to go a step further, consider taking short walks after meals, doing light stretches during commercial breaks, standing while talking on the phone. These little adjustments add up fast, and your heart will thank you for it. Remember, you don't need to run marathons. You just need to move more, sit less, and stay aware. Because at our age, the small things are the big things. Small steps now can help you avoid big problems later. Up next, even if you're moving more, what you eat could still be putting your heart at risk. Let's talk about hidden eating habits that silently damage your cardiovascular health and how to make smarter, heart-protective choices starting today. Too much salt, the hidden enemy in processed foods. Let's talk about something that sneaks into your meals without much warning. Salt, or more specifically, sodium. It's not just the salt shaker on your dinner table. It's in your canned soup. It's in your favorite frozen dinner. It's in that bottle of soy sauce you use just a splash of. The truth is, for most people over 60, the biggest source of sodium isn't what you add to your food, it's what's already in it. And here's why that matters. As we age, our blood vessels naturally become less elastic. That means our bodies can't handle salt the way they used to. Excess sodium causes the body to hold onto water, which increases blood volume. That added pressure strains the heart and raises your risk of hypertension, stroke, and heart failure. You may not feel it right away, but inside, your heart is working harder, and it doesn't have to, according to the FDA. Older adults should aim for less than 500 mg of sodium per day. That's just 2/3 of a teaspoon. But in reality, most Americans consume more than 400 mg daily, over twice the recommended limit. Let me share a personal story. A few years back, I had a love affair with canned chicken noodle soup. On cold days, it was my comfort go-to, warm, fast, and familiar. But at a routine checkup, my doctor raised an eyebrow at my blood pressure. It had crept up more than expected. Curious, I looked at the label on my beloved soup. One small can had nearly 900 mg of sodium in one serving. That was a wake-up call. I started making my own soup at home, using low-sodium broth, fresh vegetables, and herbs like rosemary and thyme. And you know what? Not only did my blood pressure improve, but the soup actually tasted better, richer, fresher, and full of flavor that didn't come from a salt bomb. Now I want to turn the question to you. You know how much sodium you're really eating every day. Have you ever checked the nutrition label on that healthy frozen meal or snack bar? Are you unknowingly putting pressure on your heart with every bite? Here's the truth. It's not just the salt you sprinkle on top. More than 70% of sodium in the average diet comes from processed and packaged foods. So what can you do? Try these simple swaps. Choose low sodium or no salt added versions of canned goods. Flavor your meals with lemon juice, garlic, onions, or fresh herbs. Cook at home more often. Where you control what goes in. Use spices like turmeric, cumin, or smoked paprika to add flavor without the salt. Your heart doesn't crave salt, it craves balance. And one more thing, don't assume something tastes normal means it's low in sodium. Train your taste buds slowly to enjoy less salt. Over time, you'll notice how overly salty some processed foods really are. Small changes lead to big results, especially when it comes to your heart. Coming up next, salt isn't the only silent threat to your cardiovascular health. Believe it or not, your emotions, stress, anxiety, and even loneliness can do just as much damage. Let's explore how your mind affects your heart and what you can do to protect both. Chronic stress, the silent strain on your heart. Stress isn't just a feeling. It's a physical reaction that affects every part of your body, especially your heart. When you feel overwhelmed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. In small amounts, cortisol helps you respond to danger. It's part of your fight or flight system. But in today's world, that danger isn't a wild animal chasing us. It's unpaid bills, doctor appointments, loneliness, or the constant stream of bad news on TV. And unlike a quick sprint, these stressors don't go away. They linger, and so does the cortisol. When cortisol stays high for too long, it raises your blood pressure, speeds up your heart rate, contributes to inflammation, promotes the buildup of plaque in your arteries. Over time, this silent strain can lead to heart attacks, strokes, and heart failure without you even realizing it's happening. A study by the AARP found that nearly 60% of adults over 60 experience stress on a weekly basis. But here's the problem, most of us never learn how to manage it. We're told to tough it out, keep busy, or not make a fuss. But stress doesn't just disappear when you ignore it. In fact, that's when it becomes the most dangerous. Let me tell you something personal. I used to think relaxation was a luxury, after all. There were always things to do: groceries, grandkids' appointments. But the year I turned 65, I had a minor heart scare. Nothing major, but enough to make me rethink things. That's when I started a simple morning habit: 5 minutes of deep breathing, no music, no phone, just me, a cup of tea, and the sound of birds out the window. Inhale, exhale, slowly. Within weeks, I noticed my blood pressure drop. My chest didn't feel as tight. I felt lighter walking into the day. So let me ask you, when was the last time you truly relaxed, not just zoning out in front of the TV, but actually let your mind slow down? Have you made time for yourself today, even just a few quiet minutes? Stress is a part of life. We can't erase it, but we can change how we respond. Here are a few simple ways to protect your heart. Take 5-minute walking breaks throughout the day. Try deep breathing before bed. Practice light stretching or gentle yoga. Listen to calming music or nature sounds. Keep a journal. Write out your worries to clear your mind. And most importantly, don't feel guilty about slowing down. Rest isn't laziness, it's medicine for your heart. Remember, the heart isn't just a pump, it's a sensor, and it feels everything you do. Coming up next, there's one more habit that quietly damages your heart every single day, even if you've quit years ago. Yes, we're talking about smoking, and the danger isn't just for smokers. Even secondhand smoke can take years off your heart's health. Let's unpack the science and what you can still do, even after 60, to protect yourself. The sleep-heart connection that many seniors overlook. Sleep, it's something we all need, yet many of us don't get enough of it. And here's what most people over 60 don't realize. Poor sleep doesn't just leave you tired, it puts your heart at serious risk. When you don't sleep well, your body doesn't get the chance to recharge. Instead, it stays in a state of alertness. Your sympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for the fight or flight response, stays overactive. This means your resting heart rate increases, your blood pressure stays higher throughout the night, your arteries are under constant strain over time. This chronic stress on your cardiovascular system raises your risk of heart attack, stroke, and even heart failure. One major study published in the journal Sleep in 2020 followed thousands of older adults. It found that people who regularly slept less than 6 hours per night had a 29% higher risk of developing heart disease, even if they were otherwise healthy. I once met a 70-year-old woman at a wellness workshop who told me she hadn't slept through the night in years. She would fall asleep watching late-night TV, then wake up scrolling on her phone. Her mornings, groggy, her blood pressure, all over the place. But after she committed to a regular sleep schedule and left the screens outside her bedroom, something amazing happened. She started waking up refreshed. Her blood pressure readings became more stable. She even said, "I didn't know how bad I felt until I finally slept well again." I've experienced something similar myself. For years, I had a bad habit of checking emails or scrolling news late into the evening. I told myself it helped me unwind. But I'd wake up feeling foggy and sometimes with my heart pounding. It wasn't until I started dimming the lights after dinner, reading a book instead of a screen, and avoiding caffeine after 2 p.m. that I finally understood the difference real rest can make. Let me ask you, do you get at least 7 hours of sleep most nights? Are your bedtime habits helping your heart or making it work harder while you rest? Here are a few simple, heart-healthy sleep habits that have helped many of my older patients and me. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Your body needs this time to repair. Keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark. Blackout curtains and white noise can work wonders. Turn off screens at least 1 hour before bed. The blue light keeps your brain alert. Avoid caffeine after mid-afternoon. Even that innocent cup of tea at 5 p.m. might interfere with sleep. Try calming rituals. Soft music, light stretching, prayer, or a warm bath can help you wind down. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's not something we earn after a busy day. It's a vital function just like eating or breathing. And for your heart, it may be one of the most important healing tools you have. So tonight, give your heart a break. Turn down the noise, shut out the screens, and let your body do what it was designed to do: rest, reset, and repair. And now, let's move on to a final habit that often goes unnoticed, yet causes serious, long-term damage to the aging heart: smoking and even secondhand smoke. You don't need to light up yourself to be affected. Let's take a closer look at how smoke exposure impacts your cardiovascular health and what steps you can take starting today. Skipping breakfast, your heart might be paying the price. Let's talk about something that seems small but can have a big impact on your heart. Skipping breakfast. It might sound harmless. Maybe you're not hungry in the morning. Maybe you're trying to eat fewer calories, or maybe breakfast just doesn't fit your routine anymore. But here's the truth. When you skip breakfast, your heart often pays the price. When you wake up, your body has already been fasting for 8-10 hours. Breakfast is literally meant to break the fast. If you skip it, your blood sugar drops. Your body responds by producing cortisol, the stress hormone, to bring your energy back up. While cortisol is helpful in small amounts, too much of it, especially day after day, increases your blood pressure, tightens your blood vessels, and puts extra stress on your heart. A major study by the Harvard School of Public Health followed over 26,000 people and found something startling. Those who regularly skipped breakfast had a 27% higher risk of developing heart disease. That's not because of one missed meal, it's because skipping breakfast creates long-term stress for your metabolism and cardiovascular system. In my own practice, I've seen this time and time again. One man in his late 60s proudly told me he didn't eat until lunch. Just coffee, he said. Saves time and calories. But over the months, he became irritable, lightheaded in the mornings, and his blood pressure started creeping up. I suggested he try a simple breakfast: rolled oats with berries and a few walnuts. Within weeks, his mood stabilized, his energy improved, and so did his heart health. Personally, I've felt the difference too. On days I skip breakfast, I'm sluggish by mid-morning. But when I eat something small, even just a slice of whole grain toast with almond butter or a banana, I stay more focused, more calm, and more energized all day. So now let me ask you, what did your heart have for breakfast today? Are your morning habits supporting your cardiovascular health or silently stressing your system? Here are a few heart-friendly breakfast tips I often recommend to my older patients. Stick with whole foods: rolled oats. Fresh berries, plain Greek yogurt, or a handful of nuts give you steady energy and protect your heart. Skip sugary cereals and packaged breakfast bars. They spike your blood sugar and leave you crashing an hour later. Not hungry in the morning? That's okay. Start with something light: a smoothie, half a banana with peanut butter, or a boiled egg. Try to eat within an hour of waking. This supports your natural hormone rhythms and keeps cortisol in check. Breakfast doesn't have to be big, it just has to be consistent. Think of it as your first act of self-care each day, a quiet way to say, I'm choosing to support my heart. Your heart is working for you 24/7. The least we can do is give it the fuel it needs to keep going strong. Up next, let's talk about one final and powerful way to strengthen your heart: not just what you eat or how you move, but who you connect with. Because loneliness, especially in older age, is more than just an emotional feeling. It's a real risk factor for heart disease. Let's explore why connection matters more than ever. So how many of these 5 heart-hurting habits are part of your daily life? If you spotted even one, don't feel bad. The good news is it's never too late to change. I've seen people in their 70s, even 80s, turn things around with small, consistent steps, and trust me, your heart will thank you. Remember, healthy aging isn't about being perfect, it's about being aware. Which habit surprised you the most today? Let me know in the comments. I read everyone. And if this video helped you or someone you love, hit like, share, and subscribe to Health Tips 50. We'll be back soon with more simple, science-backed tips to keep your heart strong for years to come.